I was 16 when my stepmother threw me out, not figuratively, literally. She opened the front door and pointed outside. Get out. I thought she was bluffing. She wasn't. My name is Noah. My mother died when I was 8. For 2 years it was just me and Dad. Then he married Linda. Everything changed. Not overnight, slowly, like poison. At first Linda was polite. Then came the comments. Then the rules. Then the punishments. Then the hatred. By 16 I understood something. Linda didn't want me in the family. She wanted me gone. One Friday evening she finally got her chance. A necklace disappeared. A gold necklace. Linda accused me of stealing it. I hadn't, but facts didn't matter. She wanted a reason. Any reason. I remember standing in the living room, Dad sitting on the couch, Linda screaming, me trying to explain. Then she shouted, "Get out of my house." I looked at Dad, waiting, praying, expecting him to stop her. He didn't. He lowered his eyes and said nothing. That hurt more than the accusation, more than the eviction, more than everything. My father chose silence. I packed one backpack, walked out, and lost my family. I called exactly one person. My Aunt Sarah, my mother's sister. She answered on the second ring. "Can I stay with you?" She didn't ask questions, didn't hesitate, didn't even let me finish. "Where are you?" 20 minutes later she arrived. She hugged me, and for the first time that night. I cried. She gave me a room, food, stability. A chance, more importantly. She believed me. When I told her I didn't steal the necklace, she simply said, "I know." Years later I'd learned something shocking. She knew because Linda had done this before, twice. To other relatives, life wasn't easy. Aunt Sarah wasn't wealthy. She worked 2 jobs, every dollar mattered. Watching her struggle changed me. I became obsessed with success, not luxury, freedom. I studied, worked nights, took scholarships, graduated near the top of my class. After college I joined a small software company. 3 years later I started my own. Everyone said it would fail. Most startups do. Mine almost did, twice. I maxed out credit cards, worked 18-hour days, slept in the office, lost relationships, lost weekends, lost sleep. But eventually, it worked. One client became 10. 10 became 50. 50 became hundreds. Within 8 years the company was worth over $60 million. Then came acquisition offers, then interviews, then magazine covers, then money, a lot of money. The kid thrown out with a backpack became a millionaire. And that's when the past returned. My assistant called. "There's a couple here asking for you." "Names?" She hesitated, then said, "Richard and Linda." I froze. 12 years, not one phone call, not one birthday card, not one apology. Now they were here. I told her to send them in. Dad looked older, much older. Linda looked nervous, which surprised me. She was never nervous. They sat down, smiled, made small talk, pretended nothing happened. After 10 minutes Linda finally reached for a folder. There it was. The real reason they came. "We need help." Of course they did. The story came out quickly. Bad investments, debt, medical bills, foreclosure. They needed nearly $700,000. Linda's voice became emotional. Dad looked ashamed. Then Linda said something unbelievable. "Family helps family." Family? The word almost made me laugh. Where was family when I was 16? Where was family when I slept on Aunt Sarah's couch? Where was family when I worked nights and skipped meals? Now suddenly I was family again. Interesting. I listened quietly, didn't interrupt. Didn't argue, didn't get angry. Then I opened a desk drawer. Both of them stopped talking. Inside the drawer sat a yellow envelope, old, worn, 12 years old. I placed it on the table. Dad recognized it immediately. Linda did too. The color drained from their faces, because inside was the police report, the original investigation. The one they never knew existed. The missing necklace. It had been found 3 weeks after I was thrown out, hidden in Linda's own jewelry cabinet. The police never charged her. The necklace was recovered, case closed, but Aunt Sarah had kept copies, every document, every statement, every finding, including proof I was innocent. For 12 years I carried that envelope, not for revenge, for closure. I slid it across the table. No one ever apologized. Silence. Dad began crying, actually crying. He admitted everything. He knew Linda wasn't telling the truth, even back then. He just didn't want conflict, didn't want confrontation, didn't want to choose, so he chose nothing, and in doing so, he chose her. Linda tried defending herself, then blaming stress, then blaming circumstances, then blaming everyone else. Nothing worked, for the first time in her life. No one was buying it. Dad finally asked, "Will you help us?" I looked at him for a long moment, then I said, "I'll help one person." Both looked hopeful. Then I turned toward my father. "Not because you're my father, because you're a human being who needs help." I handed him a check. Enough to clear his medical debt, enough to start over. Then I looked at Linda. "As for you," I stood up, walked to the office door, opened it, and pointed outside, exactly the way she had done 12 years earlier. The realization hit her immediately. Her face turned white. I calmly said, "Get out." A few months later, Dad left Linda. They divorced. We never became close. Some wounds don't heal that way, but we talked occasionally, had coffee sometimes, tried. As for Linda, I never saw her again. People often ask whether revenge felt good. The truth? Not really. What felt good was realizing that the scared 16-year-old standing on that sidewalk was gone.